our volume on. And ta-da! There we go. Yeah, we should be live.
Sweet.
Woohoo!
Good.
Sounds good, y'all.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to a new campaign for a little bit. So, we've, as a collective last week, made a conscious decision because Kairos is currently and presently indisposed due to obligations with soccer and things he does, and it would keep him out for. It's going to keep him out until March. And yes, we've got him. He's in the hells. He's going to go fight and try to save Yanilla and do all that other stuff. And we're going to do things that way on Tuesday nights is the goal. We're trying to figure that out. But in order to make it fair, because he's been with us for over a year, and we had Gally take kind of a sidestep, and we didn't want to have kind of play that aspect again. The benefit of all of this is several of our favorite worlds just came out on Tuesday, which was Dragonlance. And so what we're going to be doing for the next 7 to 9 weeks is we're going to be playing Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen.
Woo!
So what we have Dave, who plays Theron on our session, will be here next week. He is out this week, but he will be here and he will have a character. But everybody's starting at level 1. We are all, they're all moving towards getting stronger, getting more powerful. But we're going to have these guys kind of describe themselves and talk about their characters before we roll into everything. And we do have a soon-to-be new face, but right now you get to deal with the picture, which is Rand, and because Rand is new, Rand is played by Cam. We're going to let him kick off the description of his character.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. This is awesome. I'm excited. Okay, so Rand is kind of a stout, hardy, kind of brawler type guy. He's middle-aged. He's seen a lot of things. He actually has had a lot of different professions, and eventually has kind of decided to go the way of the fist and become a monk. So this is Rand.
Awesome. So from there, I'm going to go to Gimrigg.
Gimrigg is a Kender fighter. So he is short in stature, surprisingly well built for his size, looks quick and lean, has lots of scarring, has it's not the brightest in the bunch. But yeah, that's pretty much Gimrigg.
And Gimrigg is a little unique. He fights as a Kender, but he also fights for a certain order.
He does. He is a Knight of Solamnia.
Solamnia.
I'll get that right eventually.
Yeah. It's going to be fun playing because I think you will probably be the first ever Kender Knight of Solamnia.
I love it.
Yep.
By the way, I was checking on Twitch. We're the only ones playing Dragonlance right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did we put that in the description?
Yes.
That might be...
Yes, we did.
So, from Gimrigg to Tarli.
So, I am playing Tarli Thistlefoot, male Kender Bard. So, about 3 foot, a little under 4 feet, maybe 60 pounds. Was not very strong, but he's got a charlatan's background actually, and so yeah, he's used to manipulating people and kind of getting his way, but in an innocent Kender kind of way, right?
So he was an innocent Kender high seeker, right?
Exactly.
So that's what he does. He's a
Exactly.
Okay, I like it.
So basically, when he's going along and he's intimidating people, he's just like, "Oh my goodness, Mr. Munster, do you know what happens when somebody gets their Achilles tendon separated from the rest of their body?" And then just the picture that he paints in people's heads, just like he's like, "Well, that's what's gonna happen to you," and they just kind of freak out.
All right. We're gonna slide right on over to Kole.
Of course.
Like-
Cole's got his mouth full. We'll slide from Kole right up to Nash.
Am I getting his voice better?
What's that? Oh, you're getting the voice better. Yeah. So Naj, it's gonna go by Naj. So Naj is a mage of high sorcery under Solinari, who, if you're familiar with the Dragonlance, is the god of very good magic. He's a god of order and a god of patience and all that kind of stuff. So Naj wants to live up to those ideals more than anything. Comes from a little bit of a very wealthy background, and he plays the morality police a lot. And because of that, that's actually how he ended up in the Tower of High Sorcery. His parents kicked him out because they were so tired of him calling them out for every little thing. So they sent him away. So kind of an annoying wet blanket, but good heart, always just wants to do what's right, and very willing to help anybody out, and and over time has learned to tone it down and pick his spots a little bit more. As far as the physical description, relatively tall, very skinny, kind of a physically not very very imposing, but loves to get to know people, and will never try to be the most interesting person in the room, but always wants to make everybody feel like they are the most interesting person in the room. So kind of an interesting charmer in that way.
All right, we shifted in our seats in the video. So I am Scott, who is Kole, is also Triadic Goblin.
I can fix that. I can fix
Yeah.
that. Sorry.
Yeah, the shift happened, but it's okay. So I am Kole Rockoak. Kole Rockoak is a male ranger. Kole think of him as a mercenary who he's more comfortable by himself in the woods tracking something than he is in a tavern with people around him. He's about 6'2", in his early 30s. He's a pretty lithe individual, and extremely gifted with a bow. He had somebody who helped train him in how to use a bow and some swords, and so that is Kole Rockoak.
All right, and I am Triadic Goblin. I am the Dungeon Master, here to assist you all in the exploration of the world of Kryn. And let's get started. So, you've all on the road heading to the town of Vogler. But what has brought you here is a bit of sorrow and sadness.
Mm.
You have all known and been part of a friend by the name of Ispin Greenshield. Now, Ispin's been kind of a unique character that you guys have all met. He's told amazing stories, just that outgoing, jovial friend, the uncle that everybody knows that just lets you get away with bloody murder and spoils you rotten. He was very good natured. He's from Solamnia. He's where you guys know. You get the best part about it is how he ended up with his last name, Green Shield. It's because he actually uses a distinctive green shield. Always talked about how magical it was, but you guys, that there was no magical. Very big-hearted. He'd helped you guys in. He's talked about some of his friends, Becklin who was a knight of Solamnia, and a hill dwarf, a fighter by the name of Cudgel. They're in a lot of his stories. You've always imagined that they were just built up for him. And then you know that when he retired, he wanted to live in a sleepy little village that was near the water so he could fish. And what brought you here, meeting in the inn outside of Calamar and walking towards Vogler, was a letter. And the letter came from somebody. And I have that letter up here in the game. I don't know if it in front of you guys?
Yeah. Here, I can pop it up.
Yep. So in the letter reads, "Dear friend, each of you received one. I am Becklin Uthviharan. I've heard much about you from our mutual friend, Ispin Greenshield. It grieves me to share the news that our dear friend, Ispin, passed away peacefully here at his home in Vogler. May fortune and the old gods protect his soul. Ispin's friends are holding a memorial for him in the manner he has always wanted. It will take place here in Vogler on the eve of the Kingfisher Festival. I write to ask you to do Ispin one last honor and attend. Should you come, accommodations will be available at the Brass Crab. Though the circumstances are sad, I am eager to meet you and, through our memories, to revel in the life of our great friend. Signed, Becklin Uthviharan, Knight of the Crown."
Ooh.
Now, you all know that he is of the stories that you guys have all heard. And as you are walking and moving along in the forest, you are talking to each other, catching up on what has taken place over the last few years. You guys walking in silence?
Just for a moment.
I am.
Yeah, just for a moment.
Okay.
Honestly, Kole is more focused on his surroundings.
Yeah,
He's
where
just
are we?
lost
Can
in
you
thought.
describe our surroundings, kind of where we're at, what we're doing?
You're in a forest. It's a road. It's a standard road that heads towards Vogler.
How close are we from civilization? Like,
As of now, you're about half a day out from the city that you have left. You met in an inn outside of Calamar, and that is to the southeast of Vogler. So you're going to take the road, which sweeps around the rivers and bogs, and goes kind of more to the west, and then nice up, and heads towards Vogler. And
Okay.
you guys are in between now Vogler and Calamar.
Okay. So how far do we have to go still?
Another half day.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Tarli, it's been some time since I've seen you.
Well, Rand, he's very kind of gruff and kind of, short, but he's kind of still right now, and he's thinking about it, and he's like thinking about Ispin, and it's like, I don't know what I'd do without him. He helped me drive out these goblin raiders from Haven. I was a merchant there, and he helped us drive out the goblins, and it was him that kind of inspired me to change my ways and to learn the way of the fist. So he's been my inspiration, and so I had to pay homage to him.
Yeah, this is Tarli. So, I think we're having I want to lighten the mood a little bit. So, here, I'm just gonna. Tarli busts out his bagpipes, in his snare drum and just goes for it and just, yeah.
Sing
Here,
it.
here it is. Just some, little bagpipes for you. Coming over the airwaves for everybody. I'm probably gonna get DMCA'd for this, but whatever. So, yeah, that's what's going on the road to wherever we're going, guys.
I love it.
As you are traveling down the road,
And we're loud.
Yes, very.
you hear the noise. He's trying to liven the mood. You hear a quivering scream coming from around the corner of the road, and you're hearing, "Please help!" And it's a young man shouting as he's running around a bend. He's racing towards you.
I'm going to draw both my weapons.
And he comes running straight up to you, and he's like, "Help! Help! Oh, we've been attacked!
Whoa, slow down.
Attacked by whom, son? Yeah.
The soldiers I was with, we were around. Help!" And he just turns and he's like, and he starts tugging at your arm.
Let's
Come
go.
on, guys, let's go. Let's help this guy.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's run over there. So I'm gonna
Tarli will take off
hightail
that
it. Show us where.
As you guys follow him down the road, you come around the corner. It's about 300 or 400 feet away from that where you guys were actually greeted by him. You see a wrecked wagon lying, toppled, surrounded by armored corpses. Strange figures are picking through the remains. From beneath the figures' dark cloaks, you just see scaly wings and sharp reptilian features.
Josh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. How close are we?
So there's reptilian figures. How far away are they?
You're, I would say, probably about 100, 200 feet from them.
And then do they have an aura of what's the right way of putting it? Danger?
And they're picking through corpses.
They're picking through the corpses.
I shoot them.
Okay.
Wait, what are they?
From 200 feet.
What are they?
They've got scaly wings and sharp reptilian features.
Oh, yeah.
I shoot them.
Okay.
With the sharpshooter feat, I can shoot up to 600 feet with no disadvantage, Caleb.
That's dope.
All right.
Let's go.
All right.
And just so you know, there are 5 of them.
Yep.
5
First-
of them, 5 of us.
First roll as Kole.
Attaboy.
So there's one. Okay, you shoot, you hit. Let me see here. I want to see if you do. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yep, you hit.
Okay. That does 7 piercing damage.
And now they all stop and they turn and they hiss. And they're very reptilian-like, and you've never seen anything like this. And you see the one, it's bigger than the other 4. He turns and he says something very, very guttural to the others, and it grabbed the two closest to him, not the ones you hit. The one you hit kind of drops to his knees a little bit. The 2 of them and hit 2 of the 4, and this guy take off, just running into the woods. And I need everybody to make an initiative roll.
Ooh.
Do we have tokens that we need to
Nope,
Hey.
attach this to? Okay.
no, we're not going to do tokens on this one. I will just have to.
My initiative is very, very good.
Mine's aight.
Dash, Brand, Gimrigg, and Tarli. Right?
Gimrigg's very good. Very good.
Who am I missing? Kole. Okay, so Nash, you got a what?
12.
12. Rand? 7.
7.
Gimri got a very good 5.
Fantastic roll.
12.
Ridiculous.
Full with an 18.
Nice.
And pick your
Nice.
poison.
Tarli got
Ooh.
a
Paladin, poison, blood, pearl, dragon.
Oh,
Dragon.
yes, dragon.
I
Dragon?
shouldn't choose the dragon, but you got to choose the dragon
All right.
because of what's happening
Dragon.
right now.
Mm.
Okay. There we go. Perfect.
Yep.
So Kole, the guy you hit dropped. He gets up and he turns and he's looking at you. They're all the other two are hissing at you, and they draw long bladed
Ooh.
weapons. And you see both of their wings come up. And it is your turn, Kole.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the guy that I hit the first time. Hopefully this does it.
Okay.
It's nice shot.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, you hit him. Are you hitting the same guy that you shot
Same
before?
guy. Same
Okay.
guy.
Boom! He gets popped back and shakes it. He's looking at you, and that's when he hides behind a wagon.
How much cover does he have?
He is at 3/4 cover right now. He squats down.
Okay. All right. That's so they're still like 200 feet away from us, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so
So-
we're gonna have to move.
Kole is actually going to just post up where he's at. Actually, I'll go 20 feet forward and find a tree to hide behind.
So you're now about 100,
180.
call it about 180, 170, 180 feet away from him.
Yeah, I don't want to go the full 30. I want to go 20 and then to the side behind a tree.
Okay. All right. Tarli, it is your turn. You're on mute. We can't hear you.
Yeah, Tarli will. Let's see. Does he have a spell for this that's in range? I don't think so. Nope.
Did creature
oh, that
one do
range.
their thing?
Or
Yeah, he went and hid.
Okay.
Yeah. I will. How far are we? 200 feet.
200 feet.
I will. I'll move up 30 feet
Okay.
along the road, just blaring the bagpipes.
So you see the bard just playing the bagpipes, walking up.
Do they have?
yeah.
Do they have any ranged weapons on them? By the
They
looks of
both
it.
drew short swords.
Okay, cool.
Nasty looking short swords.
All right, sweet. Yeah, no fear. Just middle of the road, just bagpipes blaring. Just.
Love it. He's the Irish. He's the Scottish guy in the rundown.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Naj, what are you doing?
So I don't. Yeah, I'm definitely not in range. I guess I could. So the other one. So the one of them's in cover and the other one's not, right?
Correct. The other one's sitting at the edge of the wagon.
Okay. I will move forward 20 feet.
Okay.
So I'll be like 10 feet behind our pal Tarli there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to shoot him with my crossbow at disadvantage.
Okay. Which one are you shooting at? The one that hasn't.
The one
hit-
that the one that's not in cover.
Okay.
Because I'm not a good enough shot to try to go for the other guy, to be honest.
Perfect.
So we'll see how this goes. So the one not in cover who hasn't been hit. That probably doesn't hit.
You miss.
Yep. All right. And that's it.
Who's-
'Cause I don't have any spells that would be in range either. So I
Tarli-
will.
Walking forward, playing the bagpipes. You see Nash run up behind him, using him as a shield, and Tarli feels a crossbow bolt fling right by his leg as it goes, whew, straight towards it and right over the creature's head.
The creature.
Brandon,
The
it's your
lizard.
turn.
The lizard man.
Okay. So Rand doesn't do much good in range. So you say are they still about 100 feet away?
200.
200 feet away.
200. Oh wow. Okay. Well,
Your
I guess I start my
ranger
movement
decided
by-
to screw you all and attack from 200 feet away.
Your ranger is
That's
saving you all because
helping.
he's going to pick them off
Yep.
before they get to us.
I like
Bit
that.
by bit.
Well, Rand
Hopefully.
doesn't back away from a fight. So I'm gonna use my 30-foot movement and then do a dash. So and go another 30 feet. So I go 60 feet up. So I'm just he just starts kind of
40 feet
chugging
away.
up, you know.
You pass Charlie as you're running up, just all upset, ready to get into the fray. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Gimrigg.
Gimrigg is going to. He's already got both scimitars out because he pulled them in a while ago. He's making a blood-curdling yell and running his full 60 feet towards these mofos.
You hear this just
Run, King Ring!
as he runs, and it's like, "Ah!" Right past the bagpiper, right in line with Rand, just woof, right down there. As you now see the second creature duck behind the wagon, using the wheel on its side right there, and he's 100% covered.
Not for long, bitches.
Cole, we are back to you.
All right. So the one who is under 3/4 cover.
Yep.
Is going to get shot again.
Okay.
And also sharpshooter 3/4 I ignore. So does an 18 hit?
Yeah.
Ascendant Ava. Sorry.
What?
And
Ava's
that's an
in the
additional 9
house?
damage.
And how much did you do? Okay, that's
So I've done 12, so that puts it at 21.
Okay.
Between the 3 hits.
okay. You see him pop up as you catch him. He's weak. And you see him turn and he looks at his friend, and he dives right into the woods. Just, whoa.
Oh, they're
Okay.
fleeing.
So, Cole, Den, what direction does the road go that they are? Because, again, they're about 180 feet where they were.
So you guys are going north. The
Okay.
wagon's tilted, and it's blocking the road. Basically, it's got flipped, and it's laying blocking the road horizontally, right?
Uh-huh.
And they went to the back of the wagon, and the woods are like right there off to the right of it. Like there's no true gap there.
Okay.
It's like wagon, maybe
And woods.
4.5, 5 feet of road, and then woods. And so as soon as you caught him with that third shot, he's got 3 arrows in him. And he just looked at his buddy and went, "I'm out of here," and just took off.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. You better run, you cross-eyed, flea-infested, buck-toothed gully dwarf.
Cole is going to he's going to run at a diagonal he's going to use his 30 feet of movement to go toward the wagon and the woods that they went into.
Okay.
So he's going to try and get some sort of visual on them.
Okay. Nash.
So we got one hiding behind a thing and one fleeing, right?
Yeah, you got one hidden behind the wagon. The other one's now gone into the woods.
Okay. I'll just take my 30 feet of movement and just get closer.
Okay. I think we missed Tarli. No, Tarli's. Yeah, I
No,
accidentally.
Tarli's right before me. My bad.
What are you
Yeah,
doing,
Tarli.
Tarli? Continuing to move forward, playing your bagpipe? Cabarrus.
Yeah. What's
Yep,
up?
it's your
Oh,
turn.
it's my
Are you-
turn. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna move up another. What is that? 30 feet. That puts us to 140 away.
Yep.
We'll speed up. Yeah, we'll speed up. We'll do another 30. So we're 110 feet away now.
Yep. Are you running, trying to play your bagpipe as you're running?
Oh yeah.
Or did you stop playing?
Yeah. No, we're
Okay, give me a
bagpipe.
performance check.
Oh, okay.
Do
like
a what
it.
check?
A performance.
Oh yeah, we're fine.
Nice.
We're fine.
You guys see him sprint, and he's still playing his bagpipe. It's awesome because he's supposed to be gasping for air as he's sprinting,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not. His lung, he's going in through his nose, and he's letting it out, and he's got that thing going, and in a mad dash. You got him playing his bagpipe.
Attaboy.
Fantastic.
Now it's your turn,
Yeah.
Nash. So you're gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna dash if I can for the 60
yep,
to get
you sure
within
can.
one, to get within 120.
Yep.
So then next time I can actually do something.
Rand, it is your
Hopefully.
turn.
All right. So how far away am I? Am
You're
I
now-
still
80.
what is
Wait,
they haven't
140.
moved up?
140 feet.
140.
Oh dang. Okay. Well, I'm still trucking along. I'm still trying to go along, doing the dash. So
So now you're gonna be 80 feet away.
yeah, because my closest range is like 60 feet with a dart, so I can't really do much besides just keep
Right.
running.
I love it.
All right. Gimrigg.
Gimrigg is still running.
Okay.
The stream is still going. He hasn't even stopped. Both
Yeah,
swords are up now.
Full sprinting. You're now that's 60, 120. You are now 80 feet away from him.
Our
And in
monks and our
his
fighter are
turn,
just sprinting.
You see him
Yep.
just sprint right into the woods. Just takes off. Woof, into the woods. And you just see leaves and branches. You hear him snapping. And as he gets in there, he kind of fades a little bit. Back to you, Cole.
As this is my favorite terrain, being in the woods, would I still be able to track their movements and get a shot off?
I'm doing math in my head right now. You could, but you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Okay.
And the reason you're going to be at a disadvantage is it is the equivalent of full cover.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
The
The only one you can see is the second one. The first one's Gonzo. You don't know where
first
he's
one's
at.
Gonzo. Okay.
Yep.
You know what I'm gonna do? Then would I know, since these are fairly large creatures with wings, would I know that if they would be hindered at all by moving through the woods? Like, would I have an advantage at sprinting and gaining speed on them?
Give me a nature check.
Okay. Had to be nature. Not terrible.
You don't, not knowing what these creatures are, you're
Okay.
not 100% sure. You're leaning to they're big. I could probably track them, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to dissect them.
Actually, that would have been higher because we are in the woods. Your proficiency is doubled, so it would have been our proficiency is 1. So I
14.
guess it would have only been 1 higher. I don't
No,
think
our
that would make
proficiency's
that much of a
2.
difference.
It's
Your
2.
Is our
Produce
Two.
4. So you got
Yes.
another +2, so it would have been a 13. So yeah, still the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't think it would make that big of a difference. Okay. So it's my best guess, right? That they may or may not be good. Okay. I'm actually going to yell to the others, and instead of making that shot, I'm going to. No, I'm changing my mind. I am going to shoot him. And what I did the first, I'll just go with that.
It's a disadvantage at the creature that is not wounded.
Okay.
And it's like he's starting to disappear around a corner in the woods as it goes around a rock wall, and your arrow goes right into the tree next to him as he skedaddles into there.
Okay.
And we are out of turn order.
Oof.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is yell to the others. You guys keep going. I'll catch up. And I'm going to sprint into the woods where I saw them moving and see if I can find blood from the first one that I shot and start to track it.
Okay. I'll get back to you in a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the wagons and see if there's anybody that we can help.
Yeah. Yeah, what's at the wagons?
So as you get to the wagons, you see 3 soldiers that are dead in an actual plate armor that has filigree on it, and they have horned helmets.
Do we recognize the armor?
If you want to give me an history check.
Sure.
Give you a
Here's
history
my
check.
history check, and I am not very historic.
Boom.
Oh yeah, those are the knights of those guys.
I think these are soldiers.
Nash, you go. Tarli and Rand and Gimrigg are going. They're guards. Nash, you go. You know they're, which is weird because Gimrigg next to you said he's a knight of Solamnia, and that's what these guys are.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah,
But
Gimrigg,
the armor, it's full plate, but it's been so shredded by the claws of the creatures that were just here, it is unusable.
Hey Gimrigg, how come you can't recognize like members of your own order? What's up with that?
Well, the thing about that is,
well, the emblem had been scratched off. Give him.
yeah,
Okay.
they were mutilated beyond recognition for this particular hero.
Yes.
I recommend we check their pockets and see if we can find some identification.
After that, Gimrigg, is there a ritual that you would perform over your fellow knights?
Yes, absolutely. We avenge their deaths first, and then we bury the bodies.
So, as you start searching around through the wagons and the knights, you notice that there's been correspondence within one of their pouches that they've been investigating reports in these nearby farmsteads that have been raided by strange creatures that match the descriptions of what you guys just fought. You also find that 3 long swords from the knights, 8 days of food, enough water for 1 person, and 40 gold.
So Dennis, that 22 sleight of hand was for the gold. Just FYI.
Yep.
How much?
Oh, jeez.
40 gold.
Cool.
All of a sudden, the lad comes up behind you. Oh, out of breath. Oh, thank you so much for. And he looks around and he's like, "Oh dear Lord!" Oh, and he starts crying.
I'm gonna go and put my arm around him and try to comfort him.
It's all right, lad. It's all right.
That's okay, kid. It looks like it was quick. I mean, you can see this one. They got him right in the throat, and I mean, he bled out, but it was quick. He probably
Tarli.
didn't feel very much.
Is Cole
Tarli.
still off in the forest?
Yeah, Cole's gone off into the forest.
And can we head off in the direction we saw those guys going without wasting any more time?
Where they've gone, you don't know. I mean, you guys can attempt to track, because Cole's gone too.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to track.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stay with the kid and try to, help him feel better.
He just looks around and he's like, "This was my first job," and he just starts crying again.
There's nothing you could do.
How am I gonna get paid?
You're not, but it's okay. Money
All right,
is
And then I'm gonna look at
important
him
right now.
dead eye and be like, "Are you a knight of Solamnia?"
Oh, I'm just a little kid. I'm from near Vogler. I worked at the farm with my dad's farm, and I came of age, and he didn't need me because my brothers are there, and
Hey,
How much
hired on
were
here
you
to-
gonna get paid for this job, youngin?
a gold.
Hey, Dennis, I hear that
Yeah?
and I walk up and I put my arm around him. And I'm like, that's okay. You'll be okay, kid. And then I pick his pocket.
You stick your hand into his pocket.
Huh?
He's like, "What are you doing?"
What? What? Oh,
Nothing. I wasn't. I was nothing. What? Why? Are you okay? I'm just kind of like pat him down, like.
I'm gonna stare daggers at Tarli and tell him stop.
I'm gonna give this kid one of my gold pieces,
Okay.
and now I'm going hunting. Tell him to go home.
He's like,
Go home, son.
I'm
Off
not
with you, lad.
leaving. You guys took care of those creatures. I'm staying by you.
Well,
Okay,
they
well,
might
we're
be
going-
dangerous, son. We're
Yeah,
going
we're
where the creatures are.
We're headed to the creatures.
If you'd like to
Um,
come with us, you can. However, it might be more dangerous.
All right, I'm gonna pause with you guys. Cole, I need you to roll a survival check.
Okay, survival. And then I'm not gonna like bowl forward towards them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try and track them at as much pace as I can while being stealthy.
And then give me a stealth check too.
Not the greatest.
You see the blood trail going like as you came around the corner, you've got kind of a rock wall of a mountain, side of a hill,
Mhm.
and it's pretty steep, almost cliff-like. And there's just a wall, and you see the blood trail following right along the wall.
And sorry, I forgot to mention that survival would have been +2 as well. I didn't.
Yep.
Okay. So it would have been like 20. Anyway. So I see the wall. Okay.
And it's
Your
running
passive
right along the
perception.
wall, which is now going west. Road's going
Okay.
north, you're going west.
Okay. I'm gonna still follow for a bit.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
his passive's 14.
Yep.
Perception. You. Oh, yeah, that was not good.
All right. And you hear the sound of wind and steel coming at you. And does a 14 hit.
Barely meets it, beats it.
All right.
Gee.
As you turn, you see this creature coming from the tree, wings up, down at you, and just as it got next to you is when it attacked. And now as it hits the ground, it's going to swing again. But the first one does 3 points of damage to you. Slash piercing. He actually stabbed you with his short sword. And then the second one was 13 misses.
13 misses, yep.
So as he stabs you, you spin, pull, using your longbow, knocking the second attack off. It's your turn.
Okay.
Run.
I'm gonna use my short sword with him.
There's another one out there.
What do you mean?
There's two of them.
There's 5 of them.
Oh.
There's 3 that bolted right when we first
okay.
engaged them, and there's 2. Yeah.
And you just got nailed by one. All right.
Yeah, I just got nailed by one. Is this one that is bleeding?
No.
This is one that's not bleeding.
Mhm.
Okay.
There are no arrows in this one.
And it's just you out there.
Okay, let's see. I would have known I did some massive damage to the other guy, and he's still moving. Okay. All right, then. I am going to disengage and step back my 30 feet. That's as far as I'd be able to go.
Okay.
And that would be my action would be disengage and movement. That's all I got.
Okay. Now you guys are kind of looking at each other, and it starts walking back
Who does?
Away from me.
away from you.
I pull out my bow and say, "What are you?"
What language?
I would say it
In common?
Ooh, either in common or goblin, because I have no idea what he is. I'd probably go with common. That would be my natural.
So it laughs at you. And it's a very simian hiss in its voice. It doesn't matter. The queen will be here soon.
That's fantastic news.
Mhm.
Who's the queen?
You'll see. And do me a favor. Do 2 things for me.
Okay.
I want you to make that's fine. Just make a religion check for me.
Okay. Religion. Not bad.
Yeah, so as he walks back, his cloak spreads open, and you see a symbol on his armor, and you know the symbol is of the Takesis.
The god Takesis or
Yes.
goddess. Okay.
The goddess of Takesis.
Okay. All right. You said 2 things. What was the other thing you needed me to do?
No, I didn't. I decided not to. Your perception was good enough to notice that. So,
Okay.
and you kind of put 2 and 2 together that he's more than likely talking about his goddess.
Okay.
And she's known as the queen, the dark queen. I mean, you got your religion roll is good enough that
Yeah.
with a natural 18 that you knew that.
Okay. I'm going to back away another 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to be as aware of my surroundings as I can to see if there's anybody else around.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't sense that, I think if I sense it's just the 2 of us, I'm going to shoot him. If I have a feeling or any indication that there's other people, I'm just going to keep backing up.
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
Nice.
Your gut, just distinct gut goes, you're outnumbered.
Get the H out of there. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna, as stealthily as possible.
Yeah, that would be survival. That would be surviving. Yeah.
Yeah.
As stealthily as I possibly can, because we are still in the woods. Like I'm gonna kind of weave on my way out to try and get away from them.
All right. As the rest of you, Gimrigg and that, start walking into the woods, you hear the rattling of and hooves of horses coming around the road pretty quickly. And you see a wagon of 3 other guards, humans, and it's loaded, very heavily weighed down, coming around the corner pretty quickly. And the 3 guards are in front.
Like good guys?
And you see the kid look up, and a sigh of relief comes across his face.
Whoa!
Whoa! Slow down.
And he goes, oh. So, and he just kind of looks up at him, and he's like, and the guy, the leader, and the guy sitting in the big wagon has a big pipe coming out of his mouth, and he's just kind of like, what happened here?
Did Nick freeze?
Nick, it does look like Nick froze.
I think Nick froze.
Yeah.
No.
We need a screenshot of that one.
Screenshot that shiz. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
He's
one.
not vaping normally. He's hitting the good stuff is what he's doing. That's what it looks like, right?
Oh man, I love it.
Oh, wait.
Well, we come up and we say, well, we handled the problem.
Nick. Yeah. And they go, and you see the little kid go, oh, I saw you guys at the caravan back there. We were attacked by, and you just, these creatures, they were hooded, they had claws, and Nick, you looked awesome, by the way, and they had wings, and they killed everybody. And he starts, kind of hangs his head. I hid. And you guys
You were
see,
brave to find us, son.
you see the other 3 soldiers come up and go, where'd they go? Like, I almost don't believe what the tale that was just told. And
I'm
they're
gonna jerk my head towards the woods and say,
they're
"That way."
guarded right now.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find those tracks that I wanted to find.
Oh, we're getting raided? What? Awesome. Quest and cliffhangers, thank you.
Yep.
What's up?
Sounds what we're doing.
As you dive into the woods, you see Kole kind of backing away around the end, bow in one hand, arrow in the other with his sword, short sword in it together. So he's ready to either notch an arrow and drop a sword, or drop an arrow and let it go. Right? He's ready for combat, but you see him backing away very slowly still.
There we go.
Oh, so Cole's back with us at least. Cole, what did you find out?
And you see Kole, as he gets closer, he is bleeding from his left shoulder.
Oh, snap.
Tarli, you're a healer. Help Kole.
I think I was on mute there.
Yep.
Guys, we need to talk. And that's all he says.
Agreed. Let's find a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you find here?
Dead
Not
bodies.
much yet.
These were Knights of Solamnia, though. That's what we know.
And I
Fine
started
warriors.
doing a good old recap. I'm like, well, you ran off that way. I was running to kill these flying goblinoid creature things. And then they flew off, and then these guys came, and now you're here, and this is where we're at.
Okay.
Tarli's also going to minor illusion up a like miniature replica in his hand of what the creatures look like and animate it with like their wings and everything like that. He's going to show the soldiers like this is what they look
give me
like.
A performance check, please. Well, are you casting a spell, right?
Yeah.
And I need your performance check still because it's artwork.
12.
Okay. Can I assist him as I got a closer look and just go over to him? And I'm whispering to him because I don't like people or big crowds.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna whisper and tell him to make some minor changes to it.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Dennis,
So-
oh, go ahead.
That looks
So
worse.
you make a from the information given from what you've seen, what Kole gave you, you kind of create a decent image of the creature. But the thing that stands out was the guidance that Kole gave you on the armor. And the symbol that was on the armor. So again, y'all can make a religion check.
Everybody?
Everybody that wants to with that.
Do I need to make a new one?
No, you don't.
Okay.
So
Whew. Nice.
Ooh.
I
so
have no idea. I don't know anything about this.
Gimrigg, Tarli, and Rand all realize that is the symbol of Takesis that Kole told Tarli to make. And
Oh, he's back.
who? What?
Look at the rolls.
Crit fail. Caleb.
Oh! I just realized the one roll. There you go. Roll 20. Hate you, Caleb.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Especially
Yeah,
early
it's
in
like, it's
campaigns.
Paladin.
Yeah,
early in
It's totally Paladine. Yeah, it's Paladine.
Yeah. So
Probably not.
the
That's
other
got-
guys are going. They're looking at it, and the soldiers get down. They're also wearing the same armor that the other guys were.
So they're also knights. I'm gonna show them my.
Oh.
It is my. What do they call it? It's my insignia of my rank.
Okay.
That should lend some credit to our story, gentlemen.
And they kind of look at you.
And laugh.
What's your charisma?
My charisma is a 12.
Okay. They look at you and they don't know whether to take you serious or not. And one of them goes, "Whose pouch did you take that from?"
I did not. I trained and decided to move down this path under Ispin, who recently passed away, who was dear to all of us in this party, that we're going to his funeral.
Yeah,
The
you
day
guys should
after
know
today.
Gimrigg. I mean, he's training to be one of you guys, so. Yeah, I mean, Gimrigg, if you have to name drop, I mean, just name drop some of the guys who've been training you.
I just did Ispin.
Oh, okay.
Ispin's not a knight though.
Ispin was a knight of Solamnia, is what
No.
it says in the story.
He isn't.
No, Becklin is.
Becklin is.
Yeah, see,
I'm
you
gonna-
gotta drop the right names, Gimrigg.
Sorry. So, I trained because of Ispin telling me about stories about Becklin.
Yes. Becklin, huh?
I've never actually met him in person, but I'm excited to after all the many stories that I've heard.
And the one guy
I'll pull
you
out a
see
letter
him
and show
pull
him
out-
too. Yeah, we'll
reach
pull
out
out
in
the
his
letters.
pouch. He pulls out a piece of paper and he unfolds it, and he goes, and he looks and he leans it over, and it's a sketch of somewhat what resembles the creature you created, and they kind of look at it and they're going, "Where did they go?"
They flew away.
We'll point that way.
I'm actually gonna. I whisper it into, what's his name?
Harley.
Yeah, to Tarli's ear. Like, tell him that this is the way that they went. They went through the woods here to the west, up against a rocky face is where I ran into him.
Cool. Tarli, I'll tell him all that.
Okay. So
And then Tarli will also be like,
Yeah, your drawing is not here. Let me fix it. And he'll pull out.
some writing utensils and like try and fix the drawing.
do you try to take the paper? He doesn't let go of the paper.
Sleight of hand.
You can try.
Cool.
Yeah, no, he's not
Okay.
letting go of the paper.
Okay, cool.
He's like, "No, you're good. I'm good." And he takes it and he folds it up
Okay.
and he puts it up and he goes, looks at the merchant and he goes, "We need to go back. Would you join us as we head back to Vogler?"
Yes, of course. We will join
Yes.
you. Can you point us in the direction of the brass crab as well? We're supposed to meet Becklin there.
We can. Once we get to Vogler, I can point you in that direction.
Yeah, we're headed that way anyways.
Much appreciated.
Love to travel with you.
Yeah.
So everything went smoothly as you start heading to Vogler.
As we do, Kole is gonna whisper to those that he trusts. So like he's gonna stay back because again he doesn't like people, except these people. And he's gonna explain everything that happened. That he found him, that he got stabbed. He's gonna explain that they were talking about the queen and that the queen is coming. So he's gonna have that conversation in whispered.
Hey, you're
privacy.
hurt. You're hurt. Yeah, Tarli's got something for you actually, Scott. 6 hit points.
Woo woo. That's more than I need.
Nice.
Bam. Thanks. That's it. That's all I wanted to do on our way.
What they've done is to help you guys because everybody's on a horse or the wagon. They sat the back panel of the wagon, the gate to the wagon down for people to ride on, and they took some of the boxes that were back there and lifted them and put them into the front and stacked them a lot better. So you guys can all ride in the wagon and get there a lot faster.
Okay.
Sweet. We do that.
Much obliged.
Nice. And Tarli will regale people with song and verse if they let him.
And bagpipe.
And bagpipes.
After the first hour, the knights grow tired of it, and they tell you to hush it.
Okay, fine. We end with our war gong though. Bong. I'm having fun.
I'm going to, while we're traveling too, I pull out a whetstone and I'm sharpening my scimitars in the back of the wagon. Just casually.
I pull out a piece of wood and I start to whittle.
Okay. All right. So, why we do this real quick? You were all level 2.
Oh wow.
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah.
That is the
Wow,
fastest
dang.
level 2 I've ever gotten in my
Wow.
entire playing under Dennis life.
We ain't even killed anything.
What does that mean?
So-
What do I get? Jack of all trades?
All right.
Ooh! Song of Rest. Nice.
You
Wherever
already
I
get Jack of all trades?
Yeah.
That's
Level
sick.
2.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you guys are welcome for level 2.
Nice.
now
All
everything
right.
goes a little bit slower because of the battle. You stay with this group for the one night. Hence, you get your long rest.
Okay.
And you get your level up. The next day, as you arrive into the fishing village of Vogler, it's clinging to a spit of land that's reaching into the Vingard River. Wooded cliffs overlook the community, and the only path from the north descends past the ivy-colored remnants of a crumbling stone keep. The village's modest wooden buildings cluster around a quaint central circle and along the riverbank. Jutting out into the river, out of place and seemingly out of time, stands an incomplete stone bridge of incredible artisanship. The structure clearly dates to before the cataclysm, eclipsing its modern piers in size and sturdiness. The bridge crosses less than half the river's width before giving way to a series of ropes and tethered rafts that are serving as ferries. On the river itself, you see dozens of small boats that are drifting along the slow, murky waters as the fishers of Vogler ply their trade. There you go.
Ooh. Yeah. That looks sick.
So where's the brass crab?
So I assume we're coming in from up here. Up top
No.
left. No? Or are we're not.
Yeah, that's where you're coming from. You
Okay.
pass that, you see the keep, you come down, and the brass crab is right down in that area right there.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, the
I
thing
like
that
it.
looks like a crab. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
I like it.
Oh yeah.
So as you come through the river gate, the knights and the merchant take off down the road there onto the right towards the keep, and they point you as they leave. They go, if you go
Okay.
straight, the road's going to fork. Take the right fork. The left fork takes you to the mayor's house. You don't want to deal with the mayor. Head down that. You can't miss the building. It's kind of big and it's shaped like a crab. Hence the name, the brass crab.
All right.
All right, let's go to the brass crab.
Let's do
So
it.
you can do anything you want right now. You can explore the village. You can go straight to the brass
Yeah,
crab. You
let's
can
go.
do whatever you want. What do you guys want to do?
Brass crab first, I think.
Yeah. Let's make sure we secure lodging,
Definitely the brass crab.
even though we've got lodging paid for us, right?
Yep.
But let's make
Go
sure that
check
it's
in.
there.
Since Gimrigg has been up here in Solamnia for a while, training and everything else, what you do know about this village, and some of you know a little bit of this just based upon your discussions with Ispin over the years, is it rests, it rests at a partially built bridge on the river. There's fishing, lumbering, hunting, and farming. It's
Mhm.
kind of the commerce of the area. It's been very peaceful. Every once in a while, bandits would interrupt it, or predators from the northern wastes. There's a volunteer militia here that Gimrigg knows about. It's also under the protection of the capital, which is called Melgoth. And right now, from what you understand, word on the street over time is the protection takes the form of a retired Knight of Solamnia, Becklin and Cudgel. And you know, Becklin is you're assuming that Becklin's at the keep or that building that the other knights went to.
Okay.
But as you get to the Brass Crab, it is a modest single-story inn on the village wharf. Its exterior definitely resembles its namesake. As you walk in, you see a human woman, large, heavy set, long hair kind of pulled up into a bun. And as you come in, she smiles. And she's beaming. And she's like, "Oh, look! A bard!" She's so excited as she sees Tarli walk in with this big old bagpipe above his head and drums hanging off to the side and a dulcimer and
No dulcimer, just the war gong.
oh, and as you get in there, there's the main room, the common room is circular, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a faded mural of two enormous crabs locked in combat on one wall. It's got brass details. And then you see 4 short halls that branch off of this room. And as you guys come in and she walks up to you, she's like, "Oh, are you gonna play?"
Well,
Of course. I was just waiting. Yeah, no need to wait for an invitation. And so Tarli just strikes up a good old lively. Well, he reads the room first. What's the mood like?
She kind of grabs your hand and she looks at you all. "The name's Yalme. Have a seat." And she takes Tarli and puts him up right smack dab in a little small round stage in the center of this common room. "Here." And there's not a lot of people in here. You're in here about midday. There's some of the fishermen, some of the lumberers are in here eating their lunch and drinking their afternoon drink.
is there like a
really
regional?
kind of what you have here.
A regional. Oh, yeah. So we're going to bust out an ode to the Knight of Solamnia, Humma.
Yep.
And yeah, we're gonna trot that one out to start.
Okay. So
Humma bright.
it's decent. You play good, right? You're not 100% sure they're into it, but you see some people tapping their hands on the table as you're playing. And Yalmi comes back to the rest of you and goes, "Let me say it again. The name's Yalmi. And
How do you spell
what
it?
can I get for you?"
How do you spell her name?
Yalme.
And she's the owner?
Yeah.
So, and it's the rusty
Are you,
crab?
are you the
Brass crab.
Brass crab.
I think we need some. We have some accommodations from Lord Becklin.
Oh, you're Ispin's friends.
Yes, we are.
That's right.
Oh,
Yes, that's us.
Becklin, hang tight. He'll be here with you. And you hear her go, "Kid!" And you see this young little kid come out. And she just leans down and says, "Go get Becklin." And kid just nods and takes off.
Awesome.
Is
What do you have on the menu for lunch?
"What do you want? I've got fish, got some venison. We've got potatoes, some
Ooh.
corn.
Venison
All
and
of the
potatoes for me.
Okay.
Crab. Do you have crab?
We definitely do.
Ooh, let's get some crab too.
Okay.
Also, yes, definitely
Seafood.
crab.
And how
Then
many days until the Kingfisher Festival?
It's tomorrow.
Okay.
It's even though it's midday and it's not packed here, it's probably because everybody's setting up for the festival.
hey Den, is there a table that would fit us all that's tucked away in a corner?
Yeah, well, there's not a corner to get tucked away in because it's a round room.
Yeah, but away
And
from
so-
as many people as possible.
But it's really kind of a communal setting, right? There's long tables in a bunch of areas, but there is a long table that nobody's at that you could sit at that's away from everybody.
Yeah, Cole,
do
once
that one.
everyone gets their orders in, he's gonna sit at that long table that is the farthest away from anybody that's not his group.
Okay.
And just start eating.
We'll go sit with him.
Okay. I'll
Well,
grab my
I'm
food. Yeah, I'll grab
performing.
my food and go sit down with them. So
Yep. Same.
I mean, I'll take a break and go over and yeah.
Are there any some of the locals that are in here? Though after we finish eating, anyways, I want to go talk to them and see what should we really be looking for at this festival tomorrow. I mean, I know we've got the wake or the celebration of
The
life.
celebration's tonight.
The celebration's tonight later. So for the tomorrow, then,
Yeah.
what should we be really looking to do tomorrow? And I know I've been here before, but I don't think I've been here for
Not for the Kingfisher Festival.
the Kingfisher Fest. So
Yeah.
are there any locals that look like they'd be interested in being chatty?
No, most of them are just talking amongst each other. They're not like they're more than willing to talk to you if you sit down to them, talk to them. I mean,
Then
it is
after I finish
they're
my
in the
meal,
village. They're not used to. There's not a lot of enemies here. Let's put it that way. So they
Yeah,
are.
yeah. So it's pretty sociable. So after I finish my meal, I'm just gonna go start talking with some random group.
Okay.
Then
I'm gonna
whoever,
sit with Cole in
who-
silence.
yeah, whoever's sitting at the table, you all know Cole is a man of few words. That's why a lot of people don't like him. He seems stuck up or just pissy most of the time. But he doesn't get shaken very easily, but he's gonna tell everyone, gents, I've tracked a lot of things in my days. And they got the best of me in the woods. And I'm going to tell you, I've never been that scared before because I couldn't see them, but I was surrounded by them. And the message they delivered has me on edge. I know we're here to pay our respects to Ispin, but I don't know how long we should stick around.
Cole, what was the message?
That their queen is coming.
The queen.
Hmm,
11.
Their queen,
the
the symbol on their
You met a queen?
armor. No, I did not meet the queen. These guys said that the queen is coming.
I want to meet
Takissis,
Subkisses?
the dragon queen
Takissis?
herself. Takissis.
Takesis. We should probably warn Becklin of something like this.
Yes.
Absolutely will.
You'd want to know about it.
Yes.
Yeah, so as soon as he gets back, let's warn him too. Also, while I'm chatting with the locals here in just a bit, are there any rumors going around?
No rumors, but as you sit down, the old fisherman looks at you and Kender. In Knights Regalia?
It's a weird line of work for a Kender, I tell you. But I feel very drawn to it I like the oaths, and I do believe that it's important to help out those who need it. My people themselves have been in positions where they needed help in the past, and so now I feel obligated to also help where I can.
Okay, that's interesting. A little bit more serious than more Kender, because most of them are like your friend. And he points over to Tarli.
Hi.
I know. But they also probably noticed that I look battle hardened. I've got scars.
That's why they haven't shooed you away yet.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Wondering if you guys have heard any rumors of people coming into towns about maybe some strange creatures on the roads.
No.
Not much, huh?
Nothing.
Well, what about this festival that's going on tomorrow? I've spent some time here, but I've never managed to make it.
You're gonna love it. Lots of drinking, lots of food, competitions, and then the reenactment is awesome.
What kind of competitions?
Well, there's the fish catch, right? That's a fun one. Then there's the maypole. There's the hay toss.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And then my favorite, though, is the reenactment of the Battle of High Hill. And we've got a good group here that's going to be awesome with it.
What time and where is that show at?
Oh, that's tomorrow. The battle is at the end of the festival. It's kind of the high point of the
festival. Okay. Yeah. Everybody probably comes to one area to watch it. Probably everybody.
Yeah, we sit at the base of High Hill, and the battle's reenacted on the hill itself.
Interesting.
And this happens every year at the same time?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And as you guys are waiting there, in comes the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And behind him is a woman dressed in full plate armor, wearing a horned helmet of the Knight of Solamnia.
Ooh.
Even though she's never met you, she surveys the room, immediately recognizes you, and walks up, and it takes her helm off, puts it into her arm. She's very formal. Long sword at the side, and she is actually carrying a shield with her, too.
She approaches, I stand and bow.
Yep.
So do I.
She nods herself towards you. She's a Solamnic Knight of the Order of the Crown. You know that she's traveled with Ispin over the years. And that's really it. She's kind of... I'm so sorry that you had to come here for a funeral.
As are we, finally.
As are we.
We wouldn't miss it, though.
Introduce herself as...
Forgive me. I am Becklin Uthvaharan.
So Gimrigg kind of like
Did we know
blushes
she
a
was a
bit
girl?
because Becklin's his kind of hero from all the stories, right?
Yeah.
And like he gets a little like flustered, like fangirls almost a little bit for a warrior, right?
Okay.
And then, Becklin, you're like my hero.
She laughs. I don't think I've done anything worthy of being somebody's hero. But thank you. He freezes. Just like that.
Another good screenshot right there.
Oh, that's awful. Oh my goodness.
She
While we're waiting for him to come back, yeah, my home router blew up last week. It completely died. I had to replace it. So hopefully that'll help the stream.
yeah, we haven't had any issues tonight.
Right? Don't
so-
jinx it.
Knock on wood.
Ah.
Well, she looks around the table and she kind of surveys everybody, and she looks at you, Kole, and she goes, Kole. She nods her head. Looks a little bit more. Rand? She nods her head at you, Rand.
Yes.
You're a lot bigger than I've been led to believe.
Well, the years put on the pounds.
Ew.
Or they can shed them off depending upon the stress of your life.
That's kind of funny. I always thought
Trying to.
Rand was kind of short for a human, but okay.
What was that, Tarli? I couldn't quite hear you.
Oh, nothing.
And she didn't even bow to you. She just knew who you were right out of the gates.
Of course.
And she looks back to Gimrigg as he comes out of his stunned state of hero worship and said, "And Gimrigg, I appreciate the fact that you listened so intently to the stories that Ispin gave of me, but I promise you I'm not as heroic as he probably painted me." And then she
I'll
looks
believe it when I see otherwise.
and she smiles and looks over at Nash and goes, "And dear Nash, I've heard so much about you and how you like to keep those robes of yours clean and your soul as well. I appreciate that in a man." And she still stands and she goes, "So in about an hour, we will meet at the wharf. It's going to be we're not going to mourn. We're going to celebrate Ispin's life, and we're going to encourage everybody to share all the crazy stories they have about Ispin. And we want you to inflate them and be as over the top as it was known to inflate his tales. Because we want to leave with smiles on our faces and knowledge from his life."
Really looking forward to it, Becklin.
We can do that.
We do have just some information we need to share with you.
Oh, what is it?
Well, we met a little bit of. I'm going to shoo her in a little closer because I don't want to cause a panic. We met a little trouble on the road, and I'm not sure if your fellow knights have told you yet, but there were some creatures. And then I'm going to look over at my companion Tarli and say, "Tarli, can you do the magic thingy?"
Yeah.
Tarli, do the thing. Julie, do the
Do the
thing.
thing.
You want me to performance it again?
And they'd attacked some of your wagons. And then my good friend Kole here
Oh,
had
it's a-
chased some of them through the forest.
It's a beautiful rendition.
It is perfect.
And they said something about their queen coming soon. Have you had any other reports like this?
Can't say I have. And you're for sure they said the queen. And she
Yes.
gets real serious right now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look over at
Cole.
My good friend Cole here leaned in close because I know he's shy, but he'll probably talk to her.
Yeah, hey Cole, what was that? What was the symbol look like again? Can you describe it in more detail? And Tarli's gonna like zoom in on the holy symbol, like make that the illusion now.
Yeah, Cole is going to describe it to the best of his ability and say, yeah, Tarli's got it spot on this time. Last time was a little off, but this time he's got it. And they did say they're queen, and I'm confident they're talking about Takesis.
As you say the name, there's a sharp intake of breath. No, that can't happen.
Do you have any militia here for the
Yeah,
city? We might
we
want to double the watch.
I'll speak to the mayor after the funeral.
I mean, it does sound crazy, doesn't it? I mean, there haven't been gods around since the Cataclysm, so, I mean, maybe those guys are just, like, faking it or something, I don't know.
Probably heretics, but we can never be too careful.
No, I would agree.
I mean, so enjoy your meal. I need to leave. I have to prepare for the funeral. Cudgel is here. She's going to help me.
Gimrigg's gonna reach out for her hand too now, and then he's gonna kiss it gently.
And she kind of laughs a little bit and pulls her hands back and says, "Oh, I don't deserve such devotion." And she spins and kind of heads out the door.
Before she leaves, Cole does grab her by the arm.
Okay.
Says, Becklin, trust me. Don't take this lightly.
And she nods and she's like, "I'm not, but our friend comes first."
I know. I'm just telling you that I track a lot of people, and these are things I've never seen or come across anything like before.
She nods her head. I understand.
Okay.
After she walks out the door, Gimrigg faints.
You just see, boom.
It's not a long fall, but he teeter-totters and he falls down. He's very top-heavy.
Okay. Perfect. So, dusk happens. You
Nobody's
guys,
gonna medicine check my passed out ass. I mean,
he just passes out.
Is that something you normally do?
I'm gonna go. Tarli will go over and prop him up and rifle through his pockets unconsciously. Do I get anything good with a? No, don't find anything.
One, you don't find anything, and two, everybody knows you're rifling through his pockets.
I'm gonna
Cole
slap.
I was
I'm gonna
just making
slap
sure
his
nobody
hand,
like
as well.
took anything from him. It's fine. He's fine. He's fine, guys.
He's fine,
I
guys.
slap his hand. I'll do a medicine check while I'm at it, but I'm distracted by you trying to take stuff away.
No, that's good. I mean, he's shock, adoration. He just fainted. Easy to wake up. Just gotta slap him.
I actually take his drink from whatever drink is left of his drink from the table and dump it on his face.
He wakes right up.
what happened?
I sit him up. Yeah, I sit him up on the table or on the chair
You
there.
just
Yeah.
sorry, guys. She's like, oh well. First off, I thought she was a he. Because do you guys remember any stories from Ispin
Yes.
relaying Becklin as being a woman?
No, but he wouldn't have brought that up.
Can I roll then to know if I knew she was a woman?
Too late.
Make a history check.
Okay. It's fantastic because I'm not good at history. Yes.
You're not good at history.
He swears she was a dude.
It was you just everybody. The way the story was told, everybody assumed Becklin was a guy, right? Cudgel would never. She was a female dwarf, and you guys know that. He shared that. He always used her when he spoke about Cudgel, but Becklin was always Becklin. He never said Becklin he did this or she did that. It was just Becklin did this, Becklin did that. He was very formal when he talked about Becklin, informal when he talked about Cudgel. And it's more than likely that the formality came because of Becklin being a knight. Like the stories of Huma.
Dragonsbane.
I just gotta say, our good old friend Ispin, he embellished some stories in some of the weirdest places, and he didn't embellish anything on Becklin being a woman. He just kind of left out that detail, even though he was so detailed in other places. It's just very interesting.
Yeah, you don't see the knights accepting of women like that a lot. So yeah,
Probably.
different.
Well, we know from the story she's a badass.
You also don't see the knights accepting of the Kender either.
She opened the
That's
door.
true.
It's 11.
Now on to the wake.
So it's dusk as you leave the Brass Crab and head out to the docks just outside. Becklin sees you and smiles at you all and waves you over to the area on the dock. You see many morning locals that are here, small fishing crafts assemble in the nearby water. You see Becklin take the stage next to the simple boat. Within it rests the body of Ispin Greenshield. Those who were closest to Ispin gather on the dock overlooking the Vingard River. There you see Ispin's body resting in a small boat, his body wrapped in a shroud. You hear a musician playing a soft song as the knight Becklin Uth Vilharan steps forward in her ornate Solamnic armor. She smiles gently at those assembled, and her voice carries clearly across the water. You all knew Ispin as a friend, and there were none like him. Before he died, he told me this: there should be tells, not tears, for an old scoundrel like me. Make sure everyone knows my stories when I head off on the greatest adventure of all. And Becklin then nods, and she nods at a lot of you. And she turns and she nods again. And you see villagers carry the boat that's containing Ispin's body to the dock's edge, where she, and now you finally recognize Cudgel, stand up and lower the boat into the water. So let us do just that, Becklin continues, as the tiny vessel drifts off out into the Vingard River. On the eve of the Kingfisher Festival, we celebrate you, Ispin. Good travels, friend, and until we meet again. And she bows deeply to him. And then you see the boat that's bearing Ispin's body drifting down the river and eventually out of sight. Everybody's dead silent, except for the small bit of music playing in the background. After a moment of silence, she turns to you all and says, let us head back to the Brass Crab. It's time to tell stories. And then, as you sit down inside the brass crab, you see Becklin stand up, and she goes, Cudgel, you remember that time that Ispin talked about being weathered for a week, locked into a dungeon with what was that dwarven nation? And you hear Cudgel go deep into her beer. It was Kole.
It's dinner time with Panera, and
But don't you remember that he secured to promise? He got his release. They had him held prisoner, and he got his release. But what did he promise to do? Wed me, is what Cudgel said. That's right, and you two never married. He didn't follow through. And then she starts laughing and she slaps the table. And she looks around and she's like, "What about you guys? What are some of your stories?"
Gimrigg stands up. And he's like,
If you guys need a prompt, I can give you a prompt.
"Oh,
Just to let you know.
Gimrigg's got a decent one. Of when he was training first to use the blade with Ispin. And Ispin made him train for a solid month with nothing but a stick. And he would try and try to beat Ispin with this stick against Ispin's stick, and never ever could best him until after about a month he got good enough to best him once. Or so he thought. It turns out Ispin was fighting with his non-dominant hand the whole freaking time.
That sounds like him. I watched him get into a duel with a man, and the man couldn't touch him, and then as the man attempted to do it, he stopped and held his hand up. And he said, "Oh, we're supposed to fight with our right hand." And then he switched over to his right hand, and he offs the fellow pretty quickly.
Legendary.
That was his jokes. That was a little bit of his jokester. What about the rest of you?
Rand stands up. He says he's like, "Well, it's been always frequent in our village in Haven on the way back to Solamnia and other places, and it just happened that he was there when these goblin raiders came by us, and they happened to just come at as the sun was going down. He rallied the village people, rallied all those people with they had pitchforks, they had their brooms, they had anything they could find, their axes, trying to fight off these goblin raiders. There must have been like 20 of them, and it's been just taunted them and would go on, and he would just slice them down. And one time he taunted them so hard that they just kept on running towards him, and he just stuck out his sword, and it just skewered 4 goblins all at once, right on the sword. All the time he's laughing while he's holding the shield on the green shield on the other hand, and he just looks at me and he says, "This is the way to live, lad." And that was the inspiration that made me want to be more than just a simple innkeeper, or no, I wanted to do more with my life.
You kind of, as you finish that story, you hear a, "Oh, God, I've heard that 1,000 times." And you actually tell it worse than the old man did.
Oh.
And it's this youthful kid off to the side that he's just uninterested, and he wasn't there at the funeral, and
That's
he's
true,
just
lad.
kind of he's got his mug in his hand. He's like, I came for the free ale, and tastes like piss. You hear people grumbling a little bit, but nobody's doing anything about it.
Kole, with his solemn look on his face, goes up next. He actually stares down the kid the entire way up there.
Okay.
And as monotone as it can get, Kole tells the story. So Ispin was teaching me to track as he lived with my family for a season. And we were supposed to be tracking somebody's sheep who had gotten free, or so I was told. He had taught me pretty well because I tracked the animal to where it was hiding. He thought he was hilarious as he saw me running through the bushes away from the wild boar that I had tracked to its own home. That son of a... He had a sick sense of humor. I think he laughed for a week straight. And then I just walk down and sit down.
And the blonde-haired kid goes, "Ha, I'm sure you probably enjoyed the sheep like a farmer, right?" And he drinks back on his ale a little bit.
Oh, who'd we lose?
We lost Caleb. Caleb's computer died.
He'll be back.
And by Caleb, I mean... what's
Nash.
his name? Nash.
Yeah. Naj is how you say it.
Well, Rand doesn't like the words of the kid and kind of comes up and he says, What do you have against Ispin?
Give me a intimidation or persuasion check.
Okay. Well, okay, it's not going to be very good, but we'll see.
Neither would mine.
I do not have a good... Oh, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Kid doesn't know his crowd.
The kid kind of eyes pop up in the back of his head a little bit, and he's like, takes a swig off his thing and his ale, and he sets it on the ground. He's like, "Listen, I..." Stands up a little bit and kind of trips over the chair, and he goes, "Man, nobody here can take a joke." And he just turns around and he walks out the door. And
there's a time for joking and a time for seriousness and fun.
And that point in time, Becklin goes, "Yes, and we're here to have fun." He goes, "Here, here!" And just at that point, you guys, Cudgel walks up to the table. And you see her how do you all know Ispin? He talked a lot and very fondly of you, but you were all vastly younger than he was as us, right? He was long in the tooth. We're kind of long in the tooth, but you're just a bunch of younglings.
I've seen. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cole. Or not Cole. Go ahead, Rand.
I've seen more winters than I might let on.
Can Tarli just like make up the most outlandish buddy story of like him coming to the group's rescue and like befriending all of them? Can I give a
You can choose to
deception?
role play it, or you can choose to roll a performance check.
Can I do a deception check? It's the same bonus.
Yeah, either way.
All right.
I like this.
Nope.
Yeah, she just goes. She kind of looked at you.
Mm-hmm.
As with most Kender, you are full of shit.
And Tarly's just gonna kind of roll back.
As I mentioned, he lived with my family for a time, and as he was teaching me to track, oftentimes he would take me on jaunts to other areas, and slowly he introduced me to these people here.
Okay. Well, I've got my regiment here that I need to go and make sure that they're all good. It was definitely nice to meet you all. There's a small camp over by the keep, and I'll see you shortly. And she gets up and leaves. But the other thing you guys notice, kind of sitting off to the fringes of the reception, is a blue-skinned Sylvanesti elf.
Ooh.
She's quietly just walking along the edges, kind of stays away from everybody, and doesn't do much. Just you very sad. You can see that she's very, very sad.
Tarly's gonna like look at the rest of the group and be like,
Hey, do you guys see that elf over there? She looks kind of sad. Should I go cheer her up?
Absolutely.
Tarly, don't
What?
steal anything.
I don't steal. I borrow.
Then no borrowing then.
I like that he's like a klepto. He can't even help it.
So Tarly's gonna go over and just be like,
Hi, I'm Tarli. What's your name?
She looks at you and she goes, I am Ladara.
Ladara. That's a pretty name. What are you doing here? Did you know... And I'll say the dead guy's name.
Ispin.
Yeah, Ispin. Did you know Ispin?
Yeah, I did, and I'm...
Are you okay?
No, I've lost so many loved ones, and I'm losing another here, and
Oh, you were in love with Ispin?
who wasn't in love with Ispin? He's so open, so jovial, so happy, and he was... She just sobs a little bit. I've lived a very long life, and I'm tired of...
does she look ancient for an elf, or can I tell? Or
She doesn't look ancient for an elf, but again,
yeah, she's an elf.
yeah, she's an elf. I'm sorry to hear you've lost your friend as well.
Was there anything?
Well, is there anything we can do for you? Do you need need a drink or some food or some tales of Ispin or...
I don't need food. I think I need to go to bed.
Is there anything strange that I notice about her that she's like wearing or carrying herself or
No, she's she's just here. I mean,
what's her name again?
Lidara, sorry, Lidara.
Idara, and she's a Sylvanesti elf.
Yep, Leeara. She's Sylvanesti.
Could I roll insight on her to see if everything's okay with her?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. I'll get the bad rolls out now.
Yeah, no, there is really nothing that you notice about her.
Okay.
She's just a very sad elf,
Okay.
is what everybody gets from the read here.
Mm.
And she just kind of reaches out and puts her hand on your shoulder, Tarli, and she's like, but thank you for coming and checking on me. I appreciate it. And she gets up and I'm going to retire to my room. And she leaves.
Okay, good night.
And as you head back to your table and sit down, and the reception's starting to wind down, Becklin walks up to you. She's slightly drunk, but not all the way drunk. She's buzzing really good, and she goes, thank you all for coming. It's been a fabulous night, but Ispin has left something for each of you, or for you. Please come visit me up at the keep. It's that Thornwall Keep there in the morning. It's the one that had the ivy growing over it. It's kind of run down. But that's where you can meet me in the morning, and I will have your gifts for you.
Okay.
All right, let's go to bed, wake up, go get the gifts.
She bows to you.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else for us to do around here.
And we will resume next week.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, if
Thanks,
you're new
everybody.
here, if you're new here, we're the Order of the Dice. You can check us out by clicking on the link down below. Go check out the YouTubes. This is we've got a 50 episode campaign. If you want to catch up, there's recaps. Otherwise, yeah, for the next couple of weeks, we are going to be playing the new Dragonlance campaign.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, and thank you
Thanks
for the follow.
Guardian.
Yeah, absolutely. We try and stream every Thursday. Usually we try and start around 8:30 Mountain. We're usually late because I gotta fix overlays and crap. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. Hit that follow button if you want to, and yep, follow us on Twitter. We tweet out every time we start streaming. That's the best way to know when we're going live. All right, everybody, see ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right, boys.